Trying to make sure I get this ready for y'all. What's going on? It's your boy God by 2009. I got another good one for y'all today. I will make sure I lay this one down. Even if a lot of people don't get to see it, I'll make sure everybody be able to see it and keep it up there for everybody to view it and all that good stuff. So y'all make sure y'all like it, y'all into the chat. I know it's probably only gonna be a few number of us, but that's fine. So let me go ahead and get everything set up like I always do. And this is going to be about the Scorpio man gazes through the soul. And I'm going to explain that. And this video will break down pretty much why, when you deal with Scorpio man, why is it so much obsessive staring? Why do we have such a piercing stare? Why do we look at things so intensely and so deeply? And I'm going to break that down for y'all. So y'all just give me a second. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm glad y'all able to come in. Oh, everybody had a wonderful weekend, all that good stuff. Thank you. Because I be wanting to do more for y'all, but y'all know how this stuff been with all this mess going on. It be so many disruptions. It be so much extra, mess that be getting in my way. But I appreciate y'all for being patient, because I will definitely make up for the time that I missed. Definitely. So y'all just give me a second and set everything up. Y'all make sure y'all like as y'all into the chat. If you're not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. All that good stuff. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Because one thing about doing these, it's more than just doing a video and just appearing in front of y'all and stuff, because you got to be in a certain mood. You got to be in an inspirational mood. You got to be feeling well. You got to be in the right spirit. And if you're not feeling like that, it's not going to feel the same. It's not going to, have that same attraction to it. So y'all give me 1 second. So I had to wait and give myself some time, give myself some break, because it's just a lot. I would definitely make sure I do this one good for y'all, and I'm gonna do one this afternoon too, just because I know I haven't been able to be here. So I'm gonna make sure I do that for y'all. So just give me a second, set everything up. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you. Even if the people around you don't understand what you're doing, as long as you have, people that's putting in your path, that's understanding what you're doing and where you're trying to go and where you're trying to be. That's all that matters. It ain't got nothing to do with being against nobody, or you against them or them against you. It's just like, no, certain people are built in your path that understand what you're doing. Some people don't have no clue what you're doing. Some people not going. Some people will be right beside you 100%. Some people will be right beside you 0%. So it's just the way it is. They don't have nothing to do with who you came with and who you started out with, because most people you started out with, most people you think that's going to stick around is not going to be around. So stuff like that. This type of stuff that you don't learn until you start doing something, because a lot of times you think you don't really see it when you're doing when you out there, you just working or just doing whatever, but you'll see it as you start to get into your mode or get into your gift, or find your niche where your destiny is supposed to lead you to. So you start seeing those people. Once you find that niche or that gift, a lot of people you thought that was going to support you, they're not going to be there, man. And I had to really understand that. So y'all give me 1 second. That's why I told y'all I appreciate all the support, because it means a lot. Because a lot of people that I haven't even ever been able to see face to face, what I'm saying, have been more supportive and more encouraging than people I've been around for years. But that's the way it is. It's give me a second. Thank you so much. And this one's gonna be, I'm gonna go get into this one for y'all. Y'all just give me 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. I'm back. One thing you got to understand when you first see us, when you first run into a Scorpio, one thing, the first thing a lot of people notice is our gaze, the way we look in our eyes and our piercing eyes and how we stare at people. And a lot of times you can get different, we get different reactions. A lot of people, it might make some people nervous. Some people find it very attractive. Some people find it very distinctive. It's very different from everybody else. But at the same time, they wonder why. What makes it the Scorpio? Why is it that it's always a Scorpio? Why do these particular men or women have such piercing eyes? Why do you have such um, a hard stare? What is it? Just because the shape of the eye? Is it because of their particular attitude? Is it because they're a water sign? But it's it sometimes it could be some of those things, but it's really because we the gaze come from looking through, we're gazing, they're gazing through your soul, we're gazing, it's not to make anybody spook out or make anybody feel weird, but we're looking at the spirit of the person, we're looking at the honest, we want to see what's really there, what's actually there. When the Scorpio is looking at you, it's more than just looking at you for how nice you look or how attractive you look or what have you, and you know what I'm saying. And a lot of times it is because you're attractive also, but at the same time we're not observing that, we're observing more than what you could imagine. We're looking at we're gazing to see how you who you are. We're gazing this to see exactly who we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Even when you're talking on the phone when with a Scorpio that you've known for a long time, he's going to look at you and he's sizing you up, or she's sizing you up. She's going to see, what type of attitude you have, what type of individual you have. Are you full of joy? Are you full of life? Because when we're looking at you, we look at a lot of people dead in their eyes. We look at people extremely hard, and we glance very hard. Y'all make sure y'all like as y'all enter the chat room. I know I haven't said anything about that, but y'all make sure y'all like. I appreciate all the love. Thank you so much. But y'all make sure y'all like. Hold on, I'm gonna have to put it in here because I know how y'all are. Let me see. Yeah, I appreciate it. Y'all please make sure you hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. One thing we looking at, we gazing because a lot of times people will say, "Oh, he's looking at me. He's paying attention to me. He's very attentive and he has very piercing eyes." But why do they glance so hard? Why do they look at people so hard? Why do they have such a piercing eyes? Because we're looking at exactly who that person is. We seeing exactly who they are. We seeing exactly what they're made of. We seeing exactly where their spirit lies. We see exactly where their emotion lies. We see exactly what their agenda, what their intentions are. They could one thing about us and one thing about Scorpio man is you will see that we do not hang around everybody. We don't like being around everybody. We do not like a bunch of people around us. We do not trust a whole lot of people. We do not we do not overindulge and surround ourselves with a bunch of weirdos. But it's not because we feel like we're better than everybody or we feel like we are superior to anybody. It's because we see exactly who we surrounded by. Y'all make sure y'all like. I see only 12 likes. What's going on, y'all? Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all make sure you hit that thumbs up. I appreciate my moderators. Y'all remind them, let them hit that thumbs up. And we see exactly what people are. We see exactly who the individuals that we're dealing with. A lot of people that deal with individuals that whether it's their family, whether they're friends, whether it's the people they grew up with, whether it's people they run along with, whether it's their wife, whether it's their comrade or whatever. A lot of people will color code certain things because they've been around them for a certain amount of years, because they known them for a certain amount of time, because they look a certain way. But Scorpio, we're not those type of individuals. When he's gazing at you and when he's looking at you, yes, he's mesmerized and all that stuff, and yes, it can get you can get caught up in it, but at the same time, we're not. That's not our intentions. Our intentions are to see exactly what type of individual that we're dealing with. We can see exactly if the person is fake. He's going to look. He's observing you not only for what you're saying is in the emotions of what you're saying. That's why a lot of times when you talk to a Scorpio, we know whether you're being sarcastic. He's not the type of individual that stuff is going to fly over his head. We're the type of people that see an individual for a person for what it is. And that's why when you try to hide something from us, we're able to easily see it and able to easily read through it because we see right through a person's soul. We look at the mirror to the soul, which is the eyes. We stare at people very hard and intensely because we feel it out. We feel out the vibration. We feel out the emotion of that person. We can read BS, or let's like I said, like we have that BS, so-called BS radar. We can read it really fast. We know when people hate us. We know when people love us. We know when people have the best intention for us. We know when people will never be nothing more than what they are. You know what I'm saying? We are not the type of people that wear some rose-colored shades of BS that make us make believe on Never Never Land that certain things are going to happen. Oh, oh, that's my brother. They're going to be there with me to the end. Oh, that's my mother and father. They would never leave me on the they would never leave me on the back burner. No way. Like that. We're not that gullible, and we're not that naive to believe something so stupid because we know we it's people. It's If that was the case, there wouldn't be buildings made. They have facilities made for children that need to be adopted. They have facilities for so many homeless children, so many children put up for adoption, so many. You know what I'm saying? You see how people that treat their family members. That's it's the reality. Everybody don't have that. We see that. You know what I'm saying? So we already understand that. You know what I'm saying? And we the type of individuals. We're not these. We don't stare in order to be parent. We It's more like a protection thing with us because we're he's not trying to be too serious because I know a lot of times when we do our gaze, when we do look at people, it can become very intense. It can become very unnerving. And sometimes it seems kind of like I don't deserve this or whatever. But at the same time, we're trying to feel that person out. We're trying to see exactly where their soul lies in the situation because we're the type of people we don't hang out with people like, oh man, he could shoot some hoops. He could shoot some hoops, so I'm gonna hang out with this dude. Oh man, she got some hips. She got the chips with the dip, so I'm gonna hang out with honey dip right there. Nah, it ain't nothing like that. When we hang with somebody and when we make any type of soul ties, or when we make any type of friendships, or any type of bonds, or any type of comrades, these are people that mean as much to us as we mean to them. We build together. We share. We have trust between each other. We have loyalty between each other. It's many characteristics to our relationships. There's not going to be a regular okie dokie relationship when it comes to Scorpio. Everything is extremely close tied, and that's why a lot of times we do run into confrontations with people that we've been close to. Do run a confrontation with our family because if we feel like we're being underball, we feel like we being put in a cast as a cast aside, we feel like we're getting the low bottom of the barrel treatment, then we're gonna adapt to that. We're not gonna hang around because we feel like, oh, that's the nice thing to do. We're not gonna pretend to be friendly because because it's gonna it's not gonna look good in front of the outside world. No, we if we don't never have to come around, if we feel like we never should come around, that's how we operate. And he's seeing when he's looking at you, he's sizing you up. He's seeing, okay, is this lady gonna be loyal? I wonder if she's how long she's gonna stick around. I wonder what her, I wonder what her aspirations are. We digging into it. When you're telling us your story, especially if you're telling the Scorpio something deep about yourself, that's very penetrating, that's very very personal. We're not going to laugh at you. We're not going to try to overtalk you because when you're talking to certain people, they'll talk over you. They'll just try to give you they'll just try to force feed you their own opinions or their own interpretations. We're not those type of individuals. We try if you ask us something, we're going to give you an answer. We're not going to give you anything that you haven't asked us. We're not going to tell you anything that you don't. We're not going to tell you anything just because we want to feel smarter than you, or feel like we know more than you. Even if it's a particular topic that he might know. You know what I'm saying? We actually, when you talk to a Scorpio, he actually wants to help. You know what I'm saying? And I was talking to one of my supporters yesterday when she was asking me, why he get mad. I text him. He texted me and I didn't answer. I forgot to send a reply. And it's a simple mistake. But she said, it was a day. She went a day without answering his text or whatever, and he became angry. And she thought, it was a small deal. Yes, it seems like a small deal to you, to an average person. Yes, that would be a small deal. But if you're dealing with somebody that's very compassionate, somebody that's very intense, somebody that's very strong with their feelings, because when you're dealing with Scorpio, he's a person of very strong feelings, a person of very strong emotions. It's deep as the water. You know what I'm saying? When you think about the Scorpio, think about the water, think about the ocean. It runs deep. It has different currents. You know what I'm saying? The current can be smooth, but as soon as you go into the deeper parts of the water, the tide can suck you in. You know what I'm saying? And it can kill. It can sometimes it can be extremely dangerous. Sometimes the water can be extremely smooth. Sometimes the water can be extremely cold. Sometimes the waters can be extremely rough. You know what I'm saying? So think about this aspect. So when you dealing with him, he's gonna size you up. He's looking at you. He's gazing at you because we're filling you out. Like a lot of Scorpios, certain Scorpios wear shades. A lot of them wear shades a lot. You know what I'm saying? They wear really black shades all the time. And I was at that point where I would wear black shades all the time. But what made me stop wearing shades permanently was when I realized that people like to look at you. Not people like to you. People get a certain impression of you when you wear shades all the time, and people think you have some type of fear of them when you scared to look at them in the eye. You know what I'm saying? And even if they scared to for you to look them in the eye, it's good for you to look because you get the real feeling, you get the true intention, you get the true feeling. There don't nothing bring out the true emotion of a person than gazing into their soul, than gazing into their eyes. They can tell you whatever out their mouth. They can tell you whatever. They can pretend to do whatever, but the eyes never lie. And that's why Scorpio, he's going to look at you. He's going to search deep. He's going to ask you the questions. And even a lot of times he might not even buy what you're telling him because he's going to read through your emotions. He's going to read through your eyes. We want to get the whole thing. We like to. One thing about Scorpio, we have a photographic memory. That's why I can close my eyes and I can remember stuff from 93, remember stuff from 92. You know what I'm saying? 1991. I can remember my cousin Ronnie. That's been gone for 20 plus. I don't know how many years. I can sit. I can remember people's laugh. I can remember people's uh, telling stories. I can remember so many things because I have a photographic memory. I can remember so many things. I can recall so many things because I soak it in. We don't just look at things. Some people look at that stuff and be like, oh, that's nice, take it for granted. But when the Scorpio looks at things, we look at stuff as though we will never see again. We look at stuff as though we are a blind man that the Lord gave one day to see. You know what I'm saying? Imagine a blind man having one day to be able to see. Imagine how hard his stare would be. Imagine how piercing his stares would be. He's going to take everything in so he can never forget it. He's going to soak in everything and look at it very deeply. He's going to look into it very intensely, and that's the same thing you're going to get from the Scorpio man. You're going to feel it. It's not going. You're not just going to see the piercing stare, but you're going to feel it. You know what I'm saying? I've stared at people from across a room and they turn and react. I don't know what that's called. Maybe because a lot of y'all are very, very deep and very intelligent. So, I done looked at people not even a long time, just look at them and they'll turn. It's almost like they can feel our stare. When we stare at them, they can feel it because it is a feeling, it is an emotion, it is almost like a silent communication with the Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? And it's certain signs that can communicate with us in silence. It's certain signs that can see what we're saying without even saying it. even if we're saying something else, another Scorpio can look at me right now and see, oh, that Scorpio man is feeling this. Oh, he's doing this for that reason. I know what he mean by that, because we have a silent communication of the eyes. You know what I'm saying? We understand how piercing what the gaze mean. So when he's feeling you out, he's seeing how you react to other people. He's seeing how you treat other people. He's seeing where your emotions lies. He's seeing how much joy you have. We don't just see people for, oh, a face. Oh, you a nice Latino lady. Oh, you a nice African lady. Oh, you a nice European lady. You know what I'm saying? We don't see it like that. We look beyond the skin. We look beyond the physical attributes of a person. We look in the soul of a person. We don't care how popular you are. We don't care how close everybody is around you. We don't care how everybody else view you. That's why Scorpio. That's why we always get into clashes with a lot of people, because we cannot miss, we cannot unsee what we already see, because we look into the soul of it. We look into the depths of it. We don't care how everybody else. Even like, how can you say that? He's such an inspirational person. He's such a good person. He runs that establishment very well, and blah blah blah. Blah. But yeah, but he's a lying, low down, greedy scoundrel. So like, oh, because 500 of you follow him, just because. Does that mean I'm gonna follow him? You know what I'm saying? Even just even it could be an uncle, it could be a parent, it could be whatever. We see what we see. You know what I'm saying? We don't add nothing to it. We don't put no preservatives on it. We don't sugarcoat it. We don't do any of that. We see exactly what we see. We try, even in our earlier stage. I will admit, in our earlier stages, we will try to color code certain things, because not for the reason, not to make that person look good, not to make that person feel good, but we color code and sugarcoat things in our earlier immature stages in order to remain and refrain from losing our cool, losing our balance in our own spiritual journeys, in our own mental health, because we know that the more you let stuff bother you, the more it's going to bother you, and the more it's going to get to you, the more it's going to make you tick. And we know, even from early ages, we know that we cannot react to everything that people do. We cannot lose our whole self-control when people are doing stuff towards us, because they're looking for something, and we can see that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not, I know y'all saying, okay, Scorpio gaze, but don't just think of the physical gaze. We gaze into life. We gaze into business. We gaze into uh, the women that women. We gaze into the past. We gaze into the future. We gaze into the soul of everything, not just the soul of an individual, but the soul of everything. So let me see what's going on in here. I'm gonna speak to everybody right quick. I ain't forgot about y'all. Y'all make sure y'all like as y'all enter the chat. I really appreciate the love. And I'm gonna make sure I put my links in, all that good stuff. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and do it. And thank you for all my moderators that's already done it. I really appreciate it, because one thing I realized, as I started to get older, I'm really starting to evolve. Like, I realized how much stuff I actually learned from a lot of the older people, a lot of people that were around me, even if they were around me for just a season. Like, because I observed them. I wasn't just hanging out with them, just having a couple of drinks, just I'm rubbing elbows and just kicking back on the porch, because y'all know how we do, on the even on the East Coast and down south. Y'all know we love chilling on the porch, especially back in the early '90s and 2000. Everybody would be outside, so I soaked in so much from the people, from the atmosphere, from the people I ran into. Like, I learned lessons. I learned lifelong lessons. Even if it rubbed me the wrong way, I realized it was a lifelong lesson. You know what I'm saying? We gaze into that. You know what I'm saying? I took for a second now, I gazed into it. I gazed into my past. I gazed into the experiences. And I told you I've been going through a lot of traumatic stuff in the past couple of years. And so I gazed into all that. And at first I wanted to get mad. I was like, why me? You know what I'm saying? Why did I have to go through this? Why? I appreciate my platform. I appreciate all my supporters, but like, outside of that, like why did I have to go through so much hell in order to be who I am? You know, even though I'm trying to help people and show people love, even though I'm trying to build my own thing, why I had to gaze into my past, I had to gaze into my experiences, and I realized that it was a lesson. If I didn't go through those lessons, if I didn't go through that turmoil, if I didn't go through that pain, I wouldn't be Godbody. I'd be Jeff. I'd be Corey or somebody. You know what I'm saying? No offense to that, because I got a friend named Jeff and I got a friend named Corey, but I would be somebody completely different. I wouldn't be who I am as an individual, and my experiences, carve my character, carve my wisdom. That's why I'm able to give y'all so much. I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have no experience, if I didn't experience it. A person can read anything, a person can read and have a comprehension of things, but unless you experienced it, unless you had that humility where you've been humbled and where you really had to take a good look and look into everything, you're not going to have that certain discernment. You're not going to have that certain in-depth insight of life. And I was able to understand that. I was like, wow. So understand, when he's looking into your soul, he's gazing into everything. He's seeing everything. He's seeing where y'all could possibly go. He's seeing exactly. He's like, when we hear somebody talk, and this is another thing I had to tell y'all. When we listen to somebody talk, a lot of times we will gaze at them and glare at them. Sometimes it can make them nervous. They be like, and especially the old people, they really love it, because old people always saying young people don't listen. But when I used to listen, they used to talk to me for hours, because I'd be sitting there, I sit there quiet, and I sit there looking at them like, I'm looking, I'm digging into, and I realize when you're listening, people will they don't mind teaching you, and I love to learn. I love wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And when we listening to you, I know some people might get bothered by this, and especially when you're dating a Scorpio, but realize he's gonna glare at you because he's soaking in what you're giving him. He's soaking in. He's taking it as a jewel. He's taking it as a fruit. You know what I'm saying? He don't just take it as you just chatter in your mouth. Because even though I know a lot of women, y'all like to chatter. Yeah, y'all do. Y'all like to chatter, chitter chatter. Clack like hens. Whatever you want to call it. Y'all like to chatter, but we don't see it as just chatter, chitter chatter. We see anything anybody tell us, anybody approach us with any certain thing, we take it for what we take it very seriously. He's like, when you telling us a story about experience, we gazing into your soul while you're telling us experience. So we're picturing your emotions, we're picturing the feeling, we're putting ourselves in your shoes. We are very good at putting ourselves in other people's shoes, because we look into the depths of people's souls. I can feel I can feel a person's tears. I can feel a person's panic. I can feel a person's temper. I can feel a person's despair and a person's sadness. I can feel a person's happiness, because I look into their soul. I look into their emotions. I look into the whole thing. I picture it. I picture myself in it. I picture them going through it. Like, I can picture somebody telling me a story from 1947. I can picture the atmosphere. I can picture the tech, a world without technology. I can picture everything being done by hand. You know what I'm saying? I can picture buying that apple and that book for 2 cents. You know what I'm saying? So when you telling him something, he takes it dead serious. That's why people say, man, y'all take stuff real serious. When somebody tell y'all something, y'all take it very seriously. Yeah, because when somebody tell us something, we take it just as serious, because we know if somebody wants something done from us, we're gonna take it seriously. So if you tell us, if you tell him you gonna meet him at 9, and you BS, or you tell him that you're gonna call him and you don't call, you tell him you're gonna do something and you fall through. It's okay if you make it understandable and make it clear and be straightforward with it. He will not blow up. He will not go into the dark Scorpio stage. But if you go to a point where you making up BS, where you try to laugh it off, like, I would just, I was busy, all that good stuff, you're gonna piss him off, because you're gonna come off as a passive aggressive, complacent, you know, somebody that don't have any type of love or consideration for anybody else except for the people you're around. Because even in the word it says, if you only showing people to, if you only showing the people that showing you love, how much bigger your reward gonna be? If you only hanging around the people that want to hang around you, how much bigger is your reward going to be? You know what I'm saying? If you only, you know what I'm saying? So we the type that we gonna look at it like, if you tell us something, we take it dead seriously. When you let us down, it's heartbreaking for us, because we will not, we believe in people. When we do trust somebody, we will ride for you, we will fight for you, we will trust, we will give you our very best. But when you turn on us, we will, and let us down, you will fall through a, you, man, you will fall from grace with us, because we know that we can't trust you. We know you're not reliable. We know that you're selfish. We know that you could care less about our feelings. So Scorpio is type that, even if you be around you, we will, if you've been around us for years and years, we will come, if it's detrimental, we will come around. We will be there for you. We will fight for you. But when it comes to just hanging around you, when it comes to just being around you, just to be around you, no, I don't owe, I don't no. You're not gonna treat us. You're not gonna treat us like dirt. You're not gonna treat us like a dog, and then expect us to be these loyal individuals. Expect us to stick around. Expect us to be this loving, open-hearted, big, and they'll just be like, oh, you treat me like a dog. Yeah, I want some more. It's like doggy treats. Treat me like a dog. I just love it. Give me doggy treats. Kick me outside. Tie me to a tree. Yeah, right. It don't work like that with us. Once you show us your true colors, and once we look into your soul and gaze into exactly who you are, we will read you. It's going to come out like a memo. It's going to come out like a memo. It's going to be like boom. It's like right there. I don't know. Ever since my boy in Jamaica, I talked to him. He always be doing that. He like he'll go to he start going to that patois thing. He be like, uh, you know, big man, da 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 da, boom. And he said, then I went to there, and then it happened like boom, boom. I'm like, damn, y'all sure like blowing up, booming things in Jamaica. He always be like, oh, he said yes, boom. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know. He got me saying it. So y'all excuse me with that. Let me see what y'all going on here. I'm gonna speak to everybody right quick, because I realized. Let me see let me see what she said first, Jay Bird. Because Jay Bird, make sure you ain't suppressing nobody's comments, because I think you making mistake. You sorry about that, Dad. Jay Bird be doing that sometime. Y'all make sure y'all don't cancel out nobody comments that's not supposed to be canceled out, because I really don't want y'all doing that. Hey, Rochelle Ashley, what's going on? Craig Springfield JR, what's going on? You a JR? What's going on, JR? What's going on, J Bird? Sky 11 Hook, Miss K Virgo Nation. Uh, yeah, yeah. Don't J Bird. What do you keep hiding? Jay Bird was hidden by Dead was hidden by Jay Bird. Hey Jay Bird, what are you doing? Because I'm about to start getting irritated with y'all now. Is I'm gonna have to take. Let me see. Me and Jay Bird gonna have to have a talk. Hey Sky 11 Hook. Hey Takara. Hey Isha baby. Yeah, do not. And this is the same thing I'm talking about. 'Cause a lot of times I be cool, because I like to keep a cool front. But y'all, for real, do not put nobody out that do not deserve to be put out. Cause if I keep seeing that, I'm gonna have to start, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to start being real straight to and blunt with y'all. Do not put nobody and have nobody comment that didn't do anything or say anything wrong. Make sure you know what you're doing when you moderating. Do not cancel or block nobody that doesn't deserve to be canceled. If Deb's still in here, let me know if you're still in here, Deb. Hey Zakara, hey Isha baby. Uh, hey Carolyn. Please let me know if you're still in here, Dad. Hey, Star Grace. Hey, Wonders Love. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm happy to see you. Thank you so much. Hey, Royal's mom. Hey, Cherie Young. Hey, Michelle Longhorn. I'm glad everybody, a lot of people. Hey, Shanta. Hey, Doreen Williams. Let me go into these comments because so many of y'all. Y'all make sure y'all like as y'all answer. I'm gonna go in piece by piece. Yeah, y'all don't be. Yeah, because that's the second time you did that. Why, Jay Dirt, Jay Bird, what's going on with the comments now? Because you did that the day of 2 times and she didn't say anything wrong. I need to figure out what's going on here. Hello, hello, hello. I don't see Jay Bird and I don't see Deb either. Don't make me find out something going on, but that y'all haven't resolved because you ain't gonna take that out on my page. Y'all do that on your own personal time. Let me see. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a wrench, Deb, so you can't be timed out no more. Nobody will be able to time out Deb. She gonna be a moderator. I'm like, what in the world going on? Deb just said hello. Next thing I'm seeing her comment being taken out. Y'all don't do this to me now, cause I ain't. I don't really have time for all this. I don't know if Deb's still in here. Yeah, if Deb's still in here, let me know. Let me see what questions y'all got going on here. I really appreciate y'all coming in. I told the Scorpio I love him, and he said, "You don't want to love me. I have a dark side." Is he testing me? Yes, because if he knows if he tells you the truth, we very blunt with people. Yeah, you tell him you love him, but he's gonna see how much you like. Is that true? You know what I'm saying? He's gonna say what are you gonna love all of him? You can't just love a piece of him. You gotta love all of him as an individual. So he's trying to see if you're gonna love him for who he is, not for what you just like him for. Are you gonna love him for the entire person? What's going on, YZ? What's going on? Yeah, he's just testing you. He's just seeing where your heart lies. He's trying to see if you're gonna run away. Are you gonna stick around? Are you gonna be that loyal individual that he's looking for? Are you that the right person? Let me see. Who else up in here? Everybody just saying hey to each other, being friendly. That's nice. Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? Doreen, I made it to live. Yeah, you made it, Doreen. Another Williams. Hey, Miss Williams. Another Williams. Let me see. Right now, I'm being mirrored and looked at like I did something. Oh, you have to hit me up in the background. Let me know what's going on with that. You gotta let me know what's going on with that, Royal. Hit me up in the email. I don't know about y'all, but this quarantine sucks. I'm about to go crazy being in the house. But that's the thing. Get girl, if you don't get outside and get some sun, y'all people killing me with that mess. Let me see. And y'all supposed to be and this supposed to be killing you. Not y'all. I supposed to be getting killed by something by the virus. Y'all pluck it. I'm gonna die from getting my nerves plucked more than anything. You talking about virus? What about the pluck your nerves virus? Let me see. You giving it up, God body. Love that silent communication that my Scorpio and I have is deep. Absolutely, absolutely. You know, because one thing we do, we look into things, we observe, we're very strong observers. And when we look into somebody, we're gonna look very deep. We can try to find a bottom line. We're not trying to just go back. He's not gonna the type that's gonna go by, somebody's opinion. He don't care about, how other people view you. He's not gonna care about how popular you are. If the if you got it all going on or you think you all that, he's gonna see exactly who you are. He's gonna know exactly who you are. Let me see. K Shu C, I there. I don't know. I keep saying your name wrong. You gotta. Can you put out the enunciation? Hey, Galaxy Galore. Let me see what Galaxy Galore say. I just wish Scorpios wasn't so dishonest, calculating, and very misleading. They could detect others' intentions. Well, because they had their no. You maybe you had a bad experience, Miss Galaxy Galore. You got to hit me up in the background about that. I like my dog. Hey, Jake P. What's going on, Wayne Jasper? My boy Wayne Jasper. I just tuned in, getting ready for work. I will watch the video later. Okay, okay. I appreciate that, Mr. Wayne Jasper. Hands up. I'm dealing with a Scorpio. Okay. Let me see. I ain't seen Deb. Is Deb? Are you still in the house? Let me know. I can do. Let me know if you still in the chat, Miss Deb. Jay Bird, because all I'm seeing is Jay Bird. Jay Bird was hitting D'Angelo. Deb Angelo was hidden by Jay Bird. Then I see her. Then she was trying to speak. Then Jay Bird. I'm. Hey Jay Bird, you gonna have to let me know what's going on behind the scenes. Cause if you don't, I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to start handling that. So Deb C and Jay Bird is not in here. Okay. Okay. We'll see. Y'all know my patience is very. I have a lot of patience, but my when it comes to certain stuff, my patience is very thin. Let me see. Lord have mercy. Because I appreciate all the love. Because if you still in here, let me know. But I'm gonna go into this one more. I'm gonna hit this last couple of points. Realize when he's looking into you. Realize that once we approach you, and once we dealing with we trying to deal with you, we're very serious. We don't waste time. We don't approach people because of how popular, how cute you think you are, or none of that stuff. Trust me, I know it might seem preposterous or whatever, but we're not looking at you for that reason. He when he approaches you, he has taken the time already to look into the depths of your soul. He's been able to observe you into the deeper parts of your character. You know what I'm saying? He's looking beyond your face. He's looking beyond your how cool you think you are. He's looking beyond all the attributes that you think you might have. By the time he's approached you, he's already well observed you up and down, inside out. Trust me, even if you don't realize it, we look very deeply into, and even if he hasn't had that opportunity to really look deep into you, he's going to let you know. He's going to look deep into you once you have them first, that first meeting, that first face to face. He's gonna soak you in. He's already calculating everything about you. He's already looking deep into you. If you have little blow offs over small stuff, he's calculating all that. He's paying attention. He's not the type of individual that's not going to pay attention. He's not the type that's going to let stuff go over his head. Hey, Miss Mary, what's going on, Miss Mary? I appreciate you coming in. What's going on, Miss Longhorn? I appreciate it. That's crazy. The two people I need to talk, the two people that were doing this mess in the beginning of the video, not even around. Where y'all at? Y'all got quiet. They probably still in here, probably trying to be quiet. But if you in here, let me see. Cause I cut on my chat. As soon as I cut on the chat, somebody getting blocked. I said, how in the world is that? Hold on. Let me see what's going on here. Unhide user on this chat. Yeah, don't. Yeah, I think. Oh yeah. Hey, Deb, let me know if you still up here, because I think you was hidden from this channel. I don't know if you still up here, but you a moderator now. Somebody, I don't know why Jay Bird did that. What in the world going on, Jay Bird? You kind of messing up. You messing up now. Go make another. Yeah, there you go. You a moderator now, Jay. Miss Deb, Miss Jay Bird. She gonna have to communicate with me on the background. Because how you gonna block somebody and then not say anything? See, I can't have everybody as a moderator. I see, and she not even moderating. That's the thing. She dipped in. She said hello, and then she dipped out. She had said hello, blocked, dead, and then left. Yeah, you gonna have to holler at me, Jay Bird, because you're not even moderating. You're not doing anything. You're not even moderating. We gonna have to talk and get to the bottom of this, because that's how the Scorpio is. You see how I gazed into that? I gazed into the chat. I won't just looking at profile pictures and how many people in my chat room and none of that stuff. I'm gazing into the comments. I'm gazing into who's being blocked. Cause a lot of these people that run these pages, they put all these people, they have all these lives, but they can't control them. They don't answer people's questions. They don't do none of that stuff. I'm making sure even if you block a lot of people that run these channels, they won't even look to see why that person was blocked. They'll just be like, keep talking and running their mouth. No, if this my page, I'm gonna look and see why you blocked. You're not gonna be blocked for no reason on this channel. I don't know how they do on other channels, but it ain't going down. Let me see. You gonna be treated with respect. If you come with respect, you shall be treated with respect and nothing less. Let me see. Hey, 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 working out like no one's business. There's positives in this isolation in Australia. How are you doing, Mr.? Yeah, everything's going pretty good. Yes. Okay, yeah, y'all talking between each other. Yeah, see, so when we looking into things, we looking into the depths of things. We're not looking into um we don't he's not going to be the person that run across you and don't understand you, even if you be like, oh, you never understood me, Mr. Scorpio, man. You never did. No. You're not going to ever be able to say that this man, he's going to know you. He's going to know you too well. Sometimes we know people too well to the point they can't, what I'm saying, talk around us, and they can't do what they can do with everybody else, because everybody else is not going to see them like we see them. Nobody else is going to look at them for the person that they are. Nobody going to see them for the person that they are. But whether it's because of their position or their possessions, or who they are, because their gender or whatever, we are very unbiased to when we look at people. But we're going to look at you very in depth. It's going to be unbiased, but it's going to be very in depth. We're going to look at you extremely seriously, because I'm very honest. I'm a very blunt person. I'm very real. Now I'm gonna be very real, because that's just me. Whatever. When I look at other people's pages, when I looked at the other Scorpios pages, I looked to see, even though they were Scorpio, I won't be like, oh, they're Scorpio, so yeah, you know what I'm saying? I had to look into them to see if they was authentic. I had to see if they was real. I had to see if they were really talking about something. I had to see if they really had content. I had to see if they were really bringing it to the table. They was really just making up stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always give a shout out to the Sun, Scorpio Moon. You know what I'm saying? I like her stuff is real honest. Her stuff is real. I don't mind giving her a shout out, because that's just me. That's just how I am. I don't mind giving out, showing love. I like her stuff. I like people's stuff. I like a lot of people's stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people I don't give shout outs to, other people I don't give shout outs to, because they kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? It's, even though people are cool up here, a lot of people got good channels, but a lot of people are not. Some people are just strange, plain strange up here. You know what I'm saying? It's like Hollywood on wings. It's like Hollywood with wings on it. You know what I'm saying? You see weirdos and clowns. And let me see how's and because I observed it, just like when I before I even stepped on this platform, I observed it, I gazed into it, I looked at it, I studied it, I learned it. I really looked into what I was doing. That's why when you look at a Scorpio, you're going to see him looking at something very piercing, something very, especially if it's captivating. It's going to catch our attention. We're going to look into it very deeply. When you're telling us something, we're going to look into it very deeply. That's why Scorpio's children, when we deal with children, they can't talk around us, they can't lie to us, they can't make stuff pretty, because they cute, as you know what I'm saying, because they cute little children. They can talk around us and lie and whine and do all the extra stuff, because they cute and they cuddly. No, we gonna make them look and be like, no, look me in my eye. Did you take that last piece of pie? Did you take that last? And we know the exact words and the exact looks to give the children in order to get the truth out. So when we gazing for a lot of stuff. We gaze for answers. We gaze for the truth. We gaze for the complete the the complete conclusion of whatever we trying to find, whoever we looking into. So let me see. He has fully brought the feminine side out of me. He likes a silent. He's like a silent alpha male. Oh, okay. How's a lot? It's pretty. It's it's all good. It's all good. I don't know what's going on, Deb. I don't know what's going on with Jay Bird today, Deb Angelo. I apologize about that again, Miss Deb, because I don't know what in the world's going on with Jay Bird today. Hey, Miss Nina Moore, thank you so much. And like I said again, when you look and when he's looking into you, understand he's looking into the depths of your soul. He's looking into your complete individual. He's looking into he's the type Scorpios are the type that's going to see the pain, the neglection you had as a little girl. He's going to see certain insecurities that you might have. He's going to see certain pain that you go through. He's going to be the type of person be like, no, I'm not going to say that around Carol because Carol had a traumatic experience with that as a child. So I'm not going to even bring that up. A Scorpio is the type to think into that depth because we have that emotion, we have that empathy for others that most people don't have. You know what I'm saying? We have that love for people that most people don't understand, even though we're given all these scandalous stereotypes and all these mean names and all these crazy stories about us. We the type of person that will look into the depths of a person and be like, no, I'm not going to bring that up. I'm not going to bring up having a big Father's Day bash because I know that Susan had problems. Her father was very abusive to her and her mother growing up. So why would I bring up a big Father's Day bash around Carol and around Susan, knowing that they had issues with their fathers? Why would I bring up Mother and Father Day, knowing this child has been adopted, knowing this child's parents were killed, 10 years ago. So why would I bring stuff like that up? A lot of people don't have that type of in depth thinking. A lot of people don't have that type of empathy and care and of their own words and how we always critique others and always try to balance others out, but we the type to check ourselves before we even open our mouth. Even if we want to blow up and say something and get all crazy, the Scorpio we're the type that looks into we gaze into the depths of the soul of the situation. We gaze into the depths of a person. We gaze into the soul of life as a whole. We gaze into the soul of a problem. We gaze into the soul of the people that surround us. So we are a type of person that looks into things extremely deeply. They are, yeah, emotional intelligence. A lot of people have mental intelligence, but they don't have emotional intelligence. They don't have they can tell you all these math scientific equations. They can tell you all these master degree terms, but they can't tell you why their child hasn't talked to them for 3 days. They can't tell you why their husband is has left them 8 months ago. They can't tell you why they lost the last two husbands they had. They can't tell you these things. They can't tell you. They can't tell you why that person is crying because they brought up something that touched them, that brought back a bad memory, that put a bad spark in their heart. They can't tell you why they're so careless with their words. They can't tell you why they're so thoughtless when it comes to others people's feelings. They can't tell you that. A lot of people can tell you about a lot of stuff, but they can't tell you anything. They can't give you any answers about their stuff. I wonder why. I wonder why. Let me see. Hey, working out like no other. Okay, yeah, I read that. And y'all make sure y'all show that love, donate, all that good stuff. I'm gonna put my link in one more time before I get up out of here. I told y'all come back. I told y'all I'll be back. I just had to get stuff together. I love y'all, man. I appreciate all the love so much. I appreciate it so much. Cause just like I told y'all, man, y'all don't realize like how much attitude I get, how much hate I get, how much, discouragement I get. Like somebody was saying something yesterday. It's crazy. Somebody, I'm always catching on. I think it's, it got to be, that natural, that organic, thing. Cause every time I'm looking up and thinking about something, somebody always mention it, or they always bring it to light. Like he was saying, man, he was like, yeah, yeah, I think it was that rapper, one of the young boy rapper, L.A. Capone, his brother. Most of y'all not gonna understand, know who I'm talking about, but he was like, man, he like, when you go to your hometown, or you be around people that you grew up around, that know you the most, supposedly know you the most, they not gonna support you. Like if I'm a rapper from Atlanta, hardly nobody from Atlanta is gonna support me. If I'm a local rapper from Compton, nobody in the West Coast is gonna support me like that. If I ain't gonna say California, because California support each other. I don't know a lot. But it is a lot of, it was still a lot of beef though. But it's like you don't get that much love and that support in your home front, in your home turf. They're gonna be your worst critics. They're gonna be your worst enemies. They're gonna be the most discouraging. The people that you didn't come around with are gonna be the people that stick around for you. And I had to gaze into that. I had to really look into that. You know what I'm saying? I had to really understand that. Let me see. Cause you think, oh man, when I get, when you little, you think everybody gonna, this person gonna be around. When you talk all that stuff, you know what I'm saying. But when it comes to it, a lot of people don't are not going to embrace you. A lot of it is crazy thing is a lot of people will pick up Oscar the Grouch out the damn trash can before they lift a hand to help you. Even if you have 50 things going on, you trying to push yourself, you trying to stay motivated. You got dreams, aspirations. You have a gift, you have a talent. They will help Oscar the trash. They will help Oscar the Grouch get a banana peel out the crack of his, you know what, before they help you hold a camera, before they help you do some editing, before they give you be like, man, I dig. I might not understand what you're doing, but I rocks with you. I like what you're doing. You're doing something constructive. You're doing something positive. People won't do that. They'll congratulate a bum off the street. They'll congratulate a piece of crap before they show you a little bit of love. A lot of people say they got love, but they don't have 1 ounce of love in them. And that's why we observe people so deeply, because we know a lot of people are full of it. They full of it. They talk all this stuff, but they are full of it. The ones that have the people surrounding them that have all these crowds around them, they don't have no love. They don't know what it means. Let me see. They don't know what it means. They just faking it. Let me see. 89. And that's why we gaze into people. That's why we look into people before we deal with them, because we don't like dealing with fake people. We don't like dealing with no. We don't like having no make believe people that we can't stand to be around. We're not those type of individuals. We're not made of glass. We solid individuals. Let me see. 89. G. Yeah, so y'all make sure y'all show me some love. If you want to hit me up in the email, make sure you donate and hit me up with your questions or whatever. If you want to reach out to me, if you want to send me a friend request and reach out to me from Facebook, and then donate or whatever for your questions, just go on God Body, go on Facebook on God Body channel, and look up God Body channel, and you'll see me. Send me your friend request. And y'all make sure y'all please show that love. And, I try to do the best I can. I love y'all. I really appreciate all the love. Hey, lovely Annette. Hey, lovely Libra Annette. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me see who else. I'm just making sure I got everybody. I love y'all, man. I appreciate all the love. Me and Jay Bird, whenever Jay Bird came in, you got to reach me, reach out to me on the background, whatever you got to do. You got to let me know what's going on, because I don't know what's going on with you. You was kind of messing me up today. Hey, K Sue. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Is it K Sue C? K Sue C. Like I can't. I'm trying to. I'm trying to enunciate your name right. You got to help me out here. You got to help me out. But I love y'all. Big kiss. Thank you to all my moderators. And thank you, so much. Thank you. I really appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much. You know what I'm saying? Nina, Wonders, Love. Sky Living Hook, I know she not in here. Yulia, Shata, my boy Wayne Jasper, my boy man, so many of y'all, Jesse. I got lot of my new people, Missing Unique. Man, it's all of y'all. I love all of y'all. I see all of y'all as individuals, man. I I, I can't I don't even like calling out names because there's so many of y'all. I don't want to miss. I can't miss that. I cannot miss that. I love y'all. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, all my brothers, pounds and everything. This see how this video came out. So I love y'all. I told y'all I'll be back. So I appreciate the love. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe. I put my profile name in the chat room so you could just hit me up. So make sure he's in marketing, and I always tell him that you can sell sand to a desert. Yeah. So y'all just make sure y'all support. Make sure please like that last video. I know a lot of people didn't get to see it. So please make sure you go and hit that like button on that last video. If you haven't commented on it, please make sure you comment. Please like it. And I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love y'all. Peace. I'll be back soon.